Hi, this is Rebecca here on the Boot Buddies channel. I have 11 guinea pigs and I'm fostering 2 through a local rescue right now. If I were to ask my guinea pigs what their favorite thing in the world is, it would be food. Food is a huge passion of my guinea pigs. They spend the majority of their day and night eating, whether it's hay,
veggies, pellets, treats, forage, snacks.
They love food, they're obsessed with it. But how can we make sure that we're feeding the right stuff, a good balance of everything, and also making sure that they're not bored, giving them variety, and changing things up often. So today, let's talk about all things food related for our guinea pigs.
Hey, let's talk about hay. 80 to 90% of a guinea pig's diet needs to be hay. Hay is the main food source for guinea pigs. Guinea pigs are herbivores, which are animals that mainly eat plant matter. The reason why they need hay is because hay provides the necessary fiber to keep their digestive system moving, which will prevent issues like bloat and gastrointestinal stasis. Other important reasons why hay is so beneficial to have as a staple in your guinea pig's diet is because it keeps their teeth healthy. Guinea pigs have teeth that do not stop growing, and constant hay chewing naturally grinds their teeth down to prevent painful overgrowth. Not only is hay a part of their diet, it also gives them something fun to do. It's not just food, it's enrichment. They like to dig in it, nest in it, burrow in it, forage through it. It keeps them happy, it keeps them busy, and it keeps them stimulated. There is so much hay out there. Where do we even start? Let's start with Timothy hay, which is the most common, popular guinea pig hay. Timothy is a staple hay in my household. It's really high in fiber, it's low to moderate in calcium, so it makes it a really great healthy hay for our guinea pigs. It's a grass hay, and so it does come in 3 different types of cuttings. First being the coarsest, second being a perfect mix of leaf, seed heads, and coarse stems, and then third being the softest version of our Timothy hay with mostly leaves. And so my guinea pigs prefer the second cutting just because it has a lot of that variety. It still helps wear their teeth down, but it also is kind of a treat because they get to dig through the hay to find those seed heads that they kind of treasure. Orchard grass hay. This is another grass hay that's high in fiber, low in calcium, but it's a lot softer than Timothy. I usually feel like it's a lot darker green as well, and my guinea pigs who are a little bit picky tend to prefer this. It's also great for people with allergies, and I do find that it's a lot less dusty. Honorable mentions go to Bermuda hay. Now, I don't want to poo-poo all over this hay because it is a good grass hay. Nutritionally speaking, it's low in calcium, it's got a lot of fiber in it, it smells great, it's nice and green, and it could be used as a daily hay for guinea pigs. But when I've tried it with my guinea pigs, they just didn't like it. Texture, it's finer, and it's a lot coarser and stemmy, and there's not a lot of leaf. Alfalfa hay. Now, I don't consider alfalfa hay to be a staple hay. It's not a grass, it's actually a legume hay. And so the nutrition contents in alfalfa do vary from orchard and Timothy hay. Alfalfa has lower fiber, but also is higher in calcium, higher in protein, and higher in calories. Oat hay. This is a sweet smelling grain hay, not grass or legume. This hay is high in fiber, low in calcium, but it's a lot higher in calories than orchard grass and Timothy hay, so I do not use this as a staple. Pellets. I actually consider pellets to be optional. If you're feeding a well-rounded veggie diet and providing tons of hay, pellets might not be necessary. I find that a lot of other countries don't feed their guinea pigs pellets, but it's a popular item to add to the rotation for guinea pigs here in the US. I know there's a billion pellet brands out there, so where do we even start? Well, the first thing I like to do is I actually like to look at the package and see what the pellets look like. I don't want something that looks like a rainbow cereal. I don't want something that has a billion little shapes and colors and different things in it. And I don't want things like treats sprinkled in there because I don't want the guinea pigs to pick out only specific treats that they want to eat. The main point of the pellet is to provide them with a well well-rounded diet and offering the nutrition that they might not get from their hay or their veggies. And if we're letting them pick through it and finding the best treats, then that really defeats the purpose of feeding a pellet. The second thing I like to do is I like to look at the ingredients. Ingredients will tell you so much about what's inside the pellet. We want something that starts with hay. Hay, again, is so important. We want that to be the staple ingredient in the pellet. For example, let's check out this pellet that I wouldn't actually feed my guinea pig. Pet food companies will list things based on how much of the ingredient is in it. Usually the first ingredient in the list is what's most in the food. You see corn in this list 3 separate times. That doesn't mean that there is less corn than the alfalfa and Timothy meal. That means that the companies split this corn ingredient up in 3s. And so if all 3 of that quantity of the corn is less than how much alfalfa they put in, it could be listed behind the alfalfa. Even though if we add up all the corn together, it might actually make up the bulk of the food, and it might actually contain more corn than there is alfalfa and Timothy. Veggies! This is my favorite thing to feed the guinea pigs. There are so many combinations of fruits and veggies that guinea pigs can safely eat, and it's really fun to prep for them. Generally in the US, the recommendation is 1 cup of veggies per pig. I listen to my guinea pigs' bodies. Some of my guinea pigs can handle more than a cup a day, and they do great on that. And some of my guinea pigs can barely do a quarter of a cup a day because they might have sensitive stomachs, or it could lead to softer poos just because that's just how their body works. And so I generally try to start with a cup a day for the guinea pigs, but as I notice little behaviors or changes in their digestive system, I'll tweak it for those guinea pigs individually. And I really encourage people to just listen to what their guinea pigs' needs are. Staples that I like to include in the weekly rotation include many different lettuces like romaine, red leaf, green leaf. Sometimes if I'm feeling fancy, I'll get one of the lesser known lettuces like Belgian endive and radicchio. Radicchio is a little bit bitter, but the guinea pigs love it, and it's a really pretty red color. Other staples I like to have are carrots, any color, bell pepper, celery, beets, string beans, and I also like to provide high water content in some of my veggies, like tomatoes and cucumbers. Some of my favorite things to feed are also different herbs: cilantro, parsley, basil, mint, dill, and others are really great herbs to add to the mix. There are other veggies you can feed like broccoli, kohlrabi, cauliflower, cabbage, but a lot of people consider these to be veggies that can cause bloat in guinea pigs. I personally have never had any issues with these items, but I do still feed them in moderation just in case, at least until we have some more research done on this for guinea pigs. Other things that I choose to limit are fruits because of the high sugar content. Grapes, apples, bananas, berries, these can all be fed, but again, in moderation. And other notable mentions are things like squashes and pumpkins and zucchinis. These are things that guinea pigs can eat, but none of my guinea pigs like it. They don't like zucchini, but I have seen some people have made zucchini work by peeling it. What about things we can find outside? There are so many amazing plants out there that our guinea pigs can eat. Grass is a favorite, of course. Make sure it's untreated and make sure it's in an area where dogs do not frequent. We don't want to feed our guinea pigs grass that's been peed on. They also love weeds, so plantain, red clover, dandelion and dandelion flower, shepherd's purse. These are all things that I've plucked before for my guinea pigs, or I've actually just bought seeds for these weeds and grown them myself. I've also grown other things like mint, and I also have an apple tree in my yard where we pick fresh apples for our guinea pigs too. There are so many things that we can plant for our guinea pigs or just pick out in the wild. Try to look up lists online to make sure it's safe. There are apps out there where you can take a photo of plants and it'll actually correctly identify what kind of plant it is. Then you can compare it to a list of things that guinea pigs can eat, just so you know that it's safe to feed. Treats. I'm sure you've seen them at the pet store or online. These are usually little cookies or little dried pieces of fruit, pea flakes, bamboo chews. These are all consumables that shouldn't be fed very often, but they make a really great tool for taming. Some of my most skittish guinea pigs have just come out of their shell, and that's just because I've been working by hand feeding them treats and making sure that the value of those treats stays really high. And how we do that is by limiting them. If we're constantly feeding our guinea pigs treats, it no longer holds high value to them, and so it's not going to work for taming. Limit it, hand feed it, and your guinea pigs will come running out of their little hideys to come and grab something from you. Lastly, forages. This is one of the healthiest things we can feed our guinea pigs as a boredom breaker activity, as a snack. This is something that is made of dried herbs and flowers usually, or it can come in a single ingredient. Like you might find forages that are just rose petals, just marigold, just dandelion. They're dried out so that it's really easy to just sprinkle it into their hay piles, their pellet bowls, even bath mats or snuffle mats. They have to dig through it and find little pieces, so it's a great way to keep them entertained. Some of my favorite forages come from Small Pet Select, Chewy. I'll even find them on Amazon, but you'd be surprised. There are a lot of different places to buy forages. Tea shops that might just have dried herbs and plants. You can even find them from other pet companies like tortoise supply companies. Some of my favorite forages come from tortoise supply companies because tortoises, or at least many species of tortoises, will eat herbs and grasses and flowers too. And if you've ever heard of a lizard called a uromastix, I have one, and he's also an herbivore, so he loves forages. There's a company called Super Euro that sells many different types of dried herbs and plants that uromastix can eat. Check lists out and compare it to make sure that the guinea pigs can eat it, but there's so many places to buy forages. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope this was helpful. See you next time!